Right. All right. Time for a new episode. This is a 3Q versus a 3Q. They have 10 minutes basic time. Let's see what they do. Normal so far. Well, if you listen to me, I feel like this is still weak. So I typically don't like people coming right in, but let's see what they do. Pretty normal so far. So, okay. This is actually a good point. I would say at this point, both sides need to figure out when they want to stop playing. Sort of have a hard limit in your mind as to at what point are you willing to just stop playing here and do maybe something here or whatever. Because, yeah, this will die, but it's the opening. There could be bigger moves. You Tanuki, are you safe? You might be safe enough, so I guess this is fine. White keeps up the pressure, which is fine. White could also just take some territory and force black to just make suboptimal plays. For example, if this happened, there's still ways to press down, and even if black did this, white can just chew up all that territory. But this makes sense. Yep, that move happened. Surprised white didn't just go commit to sealing him in. But maybe white wanted to just finish the Joseki. Problem is, because of this Joseki, there are too many weak points. So maybe at this point it's easier if this Joseki happened. Because then white doesn't have to worry about as much. But let's see what black does. So black just keeps running. So here's the problem with all of this. Yes, white did get to chase black all throughout the board, but you don't see what white really gained from it, do you? I mean, if we go back to maybe around here, like, there's all this potential for white to make territory here. But unfortunately, white is so obsessed with trying to kill black that uh, nothing benefits from it. Even if you did this, like, if black tries to come back, it's still not safe. White could get safe here and then come back and cut. Um, so I don't know what the optimal point for Tsuji is, but if we're going to look at this game and wonder what's something that the average person can improve on, it's sort of when can you Tanuki? And it goes along with the idea, you make a strong group and you just don't worry about it. So white can make a strong group easily here. White doesn't actually have to be that aggressive, although it is cool. But let's see what happens next. So yeah, white chases. So black's territory has remained the same on this side. and white hasn't improved their own territory by much. That's the problem. Yeah, so black's territory is even more solid after this move. Let's ignore that. So yeah, even though black was chased around a lot, white didn't do an effective way of chasing black. Black ended up stealing one of white's corners and got strong here, and this whole chasing here didn't really net him anything. In fact, if you think about it, black was able to break through white's plan of territory over here. So it's not actually that useful. Well, what white did wasn't that useful. Let's keep going. Okay, so white just goes gung-ho and goes in here. Black doesn't have to do this. Black does this only if black wants something on the outside. Black could just give him it. It's a 9-point loss, but, you know, if white tries to run, you can antagonize and still get some of that back. It's not a huge loss. This is almost trying to kill him or let white live underneath, depending on how strong he is, but black is all on the 4th line. So maybe not the smartest choice. So yeah, white gets more than they actually deserved. And then this is endgame. So yeah, that's basically it. Ignoring, maybe this is a fine move. I don't know this well enough yet. But the bigger thing about this is that once black has this weak group, what does how does white approach it? And that's actually the one thing that sort of determined this whole game. I don't know who won, who lost. It's still actually going on, so we don't have to. I'm not really that interested in it. The lesson that anyone here is like, once you chase this, you can chase this for the whole game, but that doesn't mean you should. There's a lot of bigger moves here, right? Um, so yeah, it's the same lesson as always. Just get strong and play elsewhere. I mean, maybe a jump here is useful because the wedge won't do black any good. Or maybe after this you can just play elsewhere anyways. But I don't think, or maybe yeah, just do something here, gain some eye space. That way you'll have the eyes, and then you can just, if black responds, you can do all this without worrying as much about your group. And see, the thing is, even this group wasn't that strong, right? Some of these moves could have been spent, like, once you can Tanuki here, you get this strong, this is still in a bad spot. So maybe the move to do here is actually something like this. Force him to do that, get this safe, you're getting this territory strong, and you're still aiming at this group. This sort of tunnel vision anybody can have. It's sort of like just sensing blood in the water. But I guess that's the biggest lesson we can take from this is that when you're attacking, it's great that it's a weak move, but there's so many different ways you can attack it that you have to figure out how you want to attack it, and you still have to pay attention to all your weak groups as well. As with always, yeah, these two groups were weak, so they need to be taken care of before you try and do something really aggressive against C. But anyways, it's actually a little bit easier than I thought. Hopefully that's helpful. See you next episode, guys.